ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Animal Farm News. This here is your reporter, Pork Chop. And today we're going to go over the Kershaw County Council meeting for August 9th, 2022 and tell you guys what they're going to get ready to do with you. As you can see in the top corner here, Kershaw County, on the top right hand corner, it says Kershaw County, a great all-American city. Yeah, Kershaw County is an all-American city, you guys. That was courtesy of County Council. As you can see, as we go down the agenda, Sammy Tucker is going to give the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. But anyway, down here on the ordinances, the second reading of an ordinance setting the millage rate for the Kershaw County for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2022. Anybody else notice that it's in August and it's not July 1st, 2022? Oh, I dropped my... Josephine, I dropped my drink. Give me some more drinks up here, Josephine. You gotta have a drink to listen to this babbling bull crap. Anyway, the second reading of the ordinance setting the millage rate for the fiscal year. Now, what happened at the last meeting, if y'all don't know, is that they decided that they was gonna raise millages all across, and they had all kinds of amendments. And the Gang of Four, along with Ben Cornell, passed this damn budget and added all this millage increases. So now they got to go back and vote this in. And guess what? It's a done deal, boys and girls. It's an already done deal. So second reading of an ordinance adopting and enacting a new code for Kershaw County, South Carolina, providing for repeal of certain ordinances not included thereof. What that means is they haven't decided what they're going to do away with, and so they're not going to include it. This is like all the other readings that County Council does. They always do this one reading and two readings, and you don't know nothing. It's kind of like Nancy Pelosi. You got to pass the bill to find out what's in it. You don't find out what all's in it until third reading, and even then they do amendments and everything and screw around with everything. But this in itself is amending the code so that they can change the code and all that kind of stuff. Then that on the new business boards and commissions review, placed on the agenda by the chairman, Julie Burns. Thank goodness he's going to be out in January. Then you got the Santee Lynch's Council of Government Realignment. We'll go over that. And the Comprehensive Plan RF&P recommendations. Then they got a couple of other things, and they're going to do an executive session, and they love to do executive sessions. Anyway, this is here the public comment guidelines, and you can go run down through that. And then they have to approve the minutes from the other last meeting where they passed the budget in spite of everybody complaining. And then they have public comments. Now, there was a whole pile of people with public comment, including Jeffy and a couple of other peoples. And Miss Mary, who's the clerk for the county council, she don't never write much. And it put that Jeffy believes the increased taxes is based on Vision 2030. She didn't say, he said, why don't y'all leave us alone? Nope. So we go on down, go down to page 8. And here's the ordinance enacting the new code for Kershaw County, South Carolina, providing repeal for certain ordinances not included therein. So what they telling me is what they're going to do is go back and look at all the building codes and the planning and the zoning and all that kind of stuff and see what they can do to make it more easier for everybody. Now, if y'all believe that they're gonna make it easier for everybody and they ain't gonna poke the business in nowhere, you got another thing coming. What's funny about this is that they plan on spending $167,000 over 18 months for some company up in Chicago to go through our codes and tell us if we're doing it right or we're doing it wrong, and we got enough turkey barns and we got enough houses and all that kind of stuff. That's what we got to do. Go to Chicago, the land of wokeness. So what this does is enable the county council to change something that was legal to illegal, or something that was legal to illegal. In other words, they can change anything with a scribble on a piece of paper and 4 people's vote. That's what we call democracy. So if we scroll on down a little ways, when we get down here to the bottom, and we see they had the first reading on July 7th, 2022, and then the second reading on August 9th, that's when they passed all this damn budget. And now they're going to have the third reading. This is when we find out all the babbling bullshit, but it ain't no babbling bullshit. They're going to spend $167,000 in 18 months, like I said. So let's move on. And right here is the job title, county administrator. This is what the job entails, and this is what they're going to be looking for. Now, y'all can go back and look all this. You can call Mary and get her to email you something and all that, and you can read all the blah, 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 blah. This is where we want to get. This is a consultant agreement that they're going to hire somebody, and it just so happens it's the former administrator, Vic Carpenter. Consultant agreement, the agreement is dated So they're gonna hire Vic Carpenter, the former administrator, and then they're gonna come down here and they're gonna pay him currency, except as otherwise provided in this agreement. All monetary amounts referred to in this agreement are in U.S. dollars. What else is the government going to pay in? Bitcoin? Silver and gold? No. You know, it's in that funny money, that fiat money dollar. Anyway, the compensation. The consultant, Vic Carpenter, will charge the client for services at a rate of $125 per hour. Huh? Hey y'all, where can I find a job at $125 an hour? Can you find a job at $125 an hour? Those damn attorneys get $125 an hour, and a mechanic gets somewhere, maybe $100 an hour, and he got a whole pile of tools and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to pay this fella $125 an hour to go look for somebody. Then he gets a retainer of $5,000 in addition to that. What's really interesting, and again, y'all can go down through this and blah, 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 blah. But really what I want to show you guys is something kind of funny. It just tickled me just to no end. Right here, boys and girls, gender. Words in the singular mean and include the plural and vice versa. Words in the masculine mean and include the feminine and vice versa. In other words, they don't even know what a woman is. They can't tell what a woman and a man is. It might have a Lola or something come in there and identifies as a man or a woman. They're going woke on us. They're LGBTQ crazy around here, just like every damn battery else ran. So, as was mentioned at the top, the boards and all, you got to go down a little bit, and they start in the county boards and all. And these are people that are going to be reappointed and all. And generally speaking, these are people that do-gooders that want the government to do something. That's the only people that try to go to government. People like libertarians and that kind of stuff like that, they say, government, just leave me the hell alone and all this, and don't build swamp parks and all these bike paths and all, just stupid things. And all the people that want all these stupid things and want to make the world a better place and all that kind of stuff, well, they go to government and say, government, y'all need to do this and this and this, and it gives the false illusion that everybody likes this kind of stuff, when it ain't true. The majority of people want government just stay the hell out of the way, fix some roads, put out some fires, have a little po-po, and leave me the hell alone. But that's the point. All these boards and commissions and all are filled up with do-gooders. What we found when we're going down through here is there's all kinds of people that want on these here boards and commissions and everything, and they little do-gooders and that kind of thing, and they want on the library boards, and they want on all this kind of stuff. Well, here we go with one of the people that wants on these boards. Miss Maggie May. Ain't that a sweet name? And let's listen to her biography, y'all. It is not a secret that I hope to find my own spot among the great citizen advocates in Kershaw County. My love for life is evident as I raise my children, praise the Lord, and foster opportunities for hope among my students and the local community college. Ooh, she's so sweet and caring and loving and all. My personal philosophy is founded in equitable outcomes for all individuals and be both confident and humble. Ladies and gentlemen, equitable outcomes is not what America is built on. We are built on equal opportunities. There are no equal outcomes. Equitable outcomes, equal outcomes, is communism. And communism, it leaves everybody broke, dumbass. But Maggie May don't understand that. Now, if you go down and you look at her little biographies, look at here. Adjutant Facility Department of Political Science in North Carolina at Pembroke, UNC. Political Science, lecture courses on politics and film, social justice, and police online and web-based conferencing forum. Social justice. I ought to tell y'all something about this here lady. She's a Marxist coming in to just bury like a tick in there and start working her little make government more bigger and make the world a safer place. I bet she's a net zero nut job just like Joe Biden and Trudeau and Macron and that WEF, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, evil. If you keep going down, I mean, she's got a political side, It's all this kind of stuff. Now, she's just a do-gooder. She don't know she's been trained in that by all the crazy people. Look at all the things. Well, y'all want to bet she gets on there? Because all these do-gooders like to pile together and do good and rob you, because it's mind over matter, and it's a whole lot easier to get the government gun than it is to go out there and fundraise and raise donuts, sell donuts and cookies and car washes and just have dinners and all that. That's hard work. When it's a lot easier to go to government and say, government, you ought to be doing this and making their lives better for everybody. So y'all might consider what in the world they got going on with all these boards and commissions, with all these fancy people trying to do good and things and stealing everybody's money, and they ain't got no idea what the fundamental function of government is, and that's protecting liberty, individual rights. That's what it is. All the other stuff is crap. Who would build my roads that's just an excuse. Private companies would build the damn road, don't y'all know? So we go on down, you can read all these crazy people that want to be on these boards and everything. And go down here to page 52 to the next thing. So, what we have here is a battle of who's going to get the manna from heaven. We in the Westwater Reed have been under the Midlands Councils of Government, while Kershaw County itself has been a member of the Santee Lynch's Council of Governments. Both of these are federal warehouse of, like a Sam's Club and a Super Walmart of government grants and how y'all do things, and that's why we get turkey barns over here and swamp parks over yonder and industrial parks over here and housing over yonder. It's planned from up above by the money they get. And so they're whining and crying now because they joined the Midlands thing called the Coats a long time ago. And it used to include Camden, but now it only goes to the river. And so the road plan and the building plan and all is over yonder in Richland County. And they want it back over here and want it to go to the Santee Lynch's Council of Governments. So they write to Ralph Norman, that representative Mr. Do-Nothing up there in Washington, D.C., just like it was at the State House. And he says, as you know, Kershaw County has struggled for many years with unequal treatment it has received in transportation funding and equity as supposedly delivered to our citizens in Central Midlands Council of Governments. In an effort to draw attention to our concerns, we're going to write to you. So anyway, they wrote, and Julie Burns said, very respectfully, Julie Burns. Look at the way he signs his name, y'all. So then they said, well, we're going to pass a resolution. Well, what everybody tells me, a resolution don't mean shit. And when they passed the mass resolution, that's the excuse Russell Brazel and the vaccine technologists and Jimmy Jones and all of them. All of them said resolution don't mean nothing. But why do resolutions, y'all? Anyway, so they were whining and crying about where the money gonna come from and who's gonna where your hut and dog. And Julie Burns signed it again and Mary signed it. And then at the very end, and of course, a resolution requesting a unified single council of government structure under Santee Lynch's government. See, they were just wanted all under that. And we paid the Santee Lynch's somewhere around $65,000 a year. Just so they can, play and think about, well, let's see, if we write this here grant over here, we can get some money over yonder, and that'll benefit this here politician, and we can put it over yonder and get some, and that's how that works. In the meantime, it's following Agenda 21. That's what that damn Vision 2030 is. So then we get down to where I was talking about where they're gonna change where they're gonna change the building codes and all that kind of stuff. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna pay somebody $169,000 right here. 2 responses were received for a request for proposals. This company out of Chicago, Illinois is $169,975, and it's going to take 18 months. And that's the one they're going with, because they say they got experience all over the place, doing all kinds of revamping and all. So who knows what the hell's going to come out of that. And the last item. I know you guys are tired, but this is it. The last item is where Will Glover, the fire chief, asked for some more equipment for the fire department. You know, they lacking equipment. And so what they're doing is they're gonna lease to buy a ward of self-containing breathing apparatuses. And so what they're gonna do is they're gonna pay a total of $1,631,562 for a bunch of breathing apparatuses and to check them and all. 150 packs, 12 rapid intervention packs, 300 cylinder, blah, 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 all this stuff. Now, people could argue that this is a fundamental function of government and should be bought and paid for, and the guys need good equipment and should be paid well and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you're going to have a minimum government, this would probably be a fundamental function. But all this other stuff at the top, most of it is bullcrap again. But that's what they're doing. And what you got to learn from this is there's social justice warriors and do-gooders going to the government, begging them for all this beautification and nice things and do something. While we, the people that won't just be left alone, just sit by idly and don't do nothing. So, if you want to say something about this spending and everything, come out on August 9th at 5:30 to the county council in Canton, South Carolina, across from the courthouse. I might even see y'all there. I know Jeffy's going, I ain't sure. Jeffy, you gonna go?
Yeah, I'm going for it.
I don't know, I might go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another edition of the Animal Farm News. This is Pork Chop. Y'all have a nice day.